In this video, I'm going to show you how to add a hop-up to the end of the Gel Blaster Surge XL barrel to increase the accuracy and performance of the blaster. This is the AZTECH Innovations Range Warrior hop-up, and it's a hop-up that's easy to change the settings on in the field. So you can very easily just turn this to make adjustments. You don't need any tools, or there's no tiny set screws. So this will be a better hop-up to use on these blasters, so you can tune it easily while you're playing. Now I've got a whole other video that talks about these hop-ups and the different variations in colors and some things you might need to do to make them work with these blasters. So go check out that other video if you want to learn more about this hop-up itself. So we got to take the fins off and the front end off of this blaster. Unfortunately, we can't get enough purchase on the end of this blaster here to fit the hop-up. So we're going to have to take apart the blaster and cut away some plastic in order to get the hop-up to fit in there. You're going to need at least about this much length, which is approximately 18 millimeters of barrel length, in order for the hop-up to fit on. So let's disassemble this blaster. Take the feed neck off, and now there's just a lot of screws to remove. You're going to need a number 0 or number 1 Phillips screwdriver to remove all these screws. I'm going to attach it to a drill to go faster. Okay, let's hope that we can just lift this off pretty easily. And watch out, there might be some stuff that's going to pop out, especially the spring in the back here. One of the first things you want to do is disconnect this battery while you're working in here. So the battery has a little clip there, and pull that clip up. Okay, so we're not going to cause any short circuiting. Fortunately, the barrel has some screw mount points right here. This leaves just enough space for the hop-up attachment. So that's perfect. So if we can just cut away enough material around the barrel there for the hop-up to slide on, clearance for it, then we don't have to mess around with the mounting of the barrel. Okay, I think this is enough space to first I'm going to get rid of these wires. And I want to save this connection for right now because I might use it for later, so I'm just going to wrap it with electrical tape. Whatever you do, make sure that it's wrapped so that there's no possible way to get a short circuit. Now I have to remove a bit of plastic around here for this hop-up to fit on. That's actually as deep as it needs to go right there, so this is fitting on there fine now. Didn't take too much snipping out of material. Now I have to snip out about the same amount of material on the other side to make it match. Put the cover back on to see if it fits. Looks like I still have to snip out some more because the cover is not fitting together. Okay, now the cover fits fine over the hop-up. This barrel measures about 9.07 millimeters in diameter. So it's still an undersized barrel for this hop-up, which is meant for about 9.5 millimeters. Even though they say it's adjustable, it doesn't work great to adjust it that amount because it still wobbles a lot. So the solution for that, which I showed in the other video, is to cut a strip from a soda can, which is about 0.1 millimeters in thickness, a strip much like this, and then wrap it around the barrel twice. So you want the strip to be long enough that it wraps around the barrel just twice. Roll the strip up. You can go ahead and put it inside of the hop-up. This hop-up, I've added Teflon tape to it to tighten up the adjustment portion and also make it so it was less wobbly because it was wobbly also. Okay, so don't forget to put the tightening ring on first. Then the easiest thing to do is to put the aluminum around the barrel, not completely, just so it's hanging off, and then get the hop-up over top of the aluminum, and then you can push the hop-up till it covers all the aluminum. And then put the tightener on here. And tighten it up as hard as you can onto the barrel. Make sure that the tongue is aligned at the top. So you want to make sure that this tongue is perfectly at the top because it's going to give a backspin and it's going to deflect off in different directions if it's angled. So you want it to be at the top so it's fighting gravity. Now that the hop-up is tightened onto the barrel, go ahead and start reassembling things. So first is this barrel hold down here. I'm going to retighten these screws that I loosened around the T-piece. And I find these LEDs on the side super annoying, so for right now, I'm not going to cut the wire. I'm just going to take off this PCB and wrap it in black electrical tape so then it will be hidden. These are the LEDs here. They're circuit board surface mount LEDs. Take some electrical tape and wrap it around there. Before we put the other half back on, I had to reconnect the battery. Disconnected earlier to make sure it wouldn't short circuit anything. Make sure all these wires are in their proper place like they were when it was opened. This is the shoulder stock snap. So it goes back here. Wait until I get the halves mostly together before I try to put that on there. So take that other half. The fire selector switch, make sure it's in the same position as when you opened it. So the front went together well. And then this, I'm just going to slide this in here and shut the back. There we go. Okay. I noticed that there's one very long screw. Where that screw went, back here, that's where that long screw goes. And now it's time to put all the screws back in. So when comparing the stock Gel Blaster XL, the Starfire in this case, to the one with the hop-up on the front, the hop-up definitely helps improve the accuracy of the blaster. With the stock one, I couldn't hit the target accurately even from a distance where normally with an UNLOCX blaster, or even a splatter ball, I'd be able to hit the target pretty accurately. The UNLOCX much more accurately. But with the hop-up on the end, I was able to hit the target very consistently, very accurately, especially in single shot mode. Now when you start to put in full auto, most shots go straight and accurate, but then there's some that just curve off in different directions. It's like maybe it's multi-loading some shots or some of that, like 2 at a time, and those get messed up. But most of the stuff seems to go in the right direction. The ported seems to be better than the non-ported because it allows air and stuff to go out the ports rather than extending the effective length of the barrel and causing other spin issues with the gel balls. I feel like this barrel is already maybe a little bit too long for the power of this blaster, for the amount of air it's pushing through. If you compare this barrel length to the UNLOCX barrel length, the UNLOCX barrel length is way shorter, has about as much power, and is much more accurate. So there might be an issue with this barrel length here and the accuracy. I have the hop up screwed all the way in, so it's applying minimum hop up. And even that, I think, I wish there was like a setting to back it off even more. I mean, actually the plastic is not even touching the metal. I can actually push the plastic up against the metal a little bit. So I wish there was an option to start off with even less hop up and be able to add a little bit more hop up. So even at minimum hop up, it's actually working really well. It's a little finicky. It depends on what kind of gels you're passing through it. It will vary the effect of the hop up. I noticed that the glow gels actually work pretty well. Some of the stock gels had more issues with breaking and stuff like that. It seems like the glow gels are a little bit harder, have less tendency to break. Overall, I think it's a good upgrade in terms of accuracy. It's much better than the stock. You can actually hit targets with this now. So this is with the hop up